Now on Coast TV News.
Cars during the cold, what you can do to prepare.
Sold out snow supplies, businesses and shoppers bracing for this winter storm.
Foreign policy moves abroad from President Trump, why there's heated fights back at home.
A dangerous weekend winter storm is closing in on us, and I have the latest numbers that you don't want to miss.
This is Coast TV News at 5.
Checking under the hood. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. We begin tonight with how to winterize your car.
The risk of car troubles increases when snow and freezing temperatures take effect, which has many wondering what they can do to prepare for the worst. Coast TV News reporter Kevin Zappé live in Ocean City. And Kevin, you spoke with some experts today.
Maddie, we're ready to face the storm here in Ocean City. We have our salt, we also have our shovel, but we also checked our car to make sure it's ready to face the snow before the weekend. Starting your engine may not be as easy when your car is in freezing temperatures.
Batteries can be great one day and fail the next. It's really extreme temperature is what pushes them over the edge.
Matthew O'Neill is the general manager of Ocean Area Tire in Ocean View, and he gives us a walkthrough on how to winterize your car.
You want to check your vehicle over for winterization is make sure you have good tire tread. You want to make sure you have at least 4/32 of an inch of tread, and make sure you got good washer fluid in there. You want to try to find something that has de-icer. If you see any corrosion build up around the terminals right here, you generally want to have it checked because that means that there's an issue.
He also recommends checking your tire for this snowflake symbol, which indicates it's ready to face the storm. O'Neill explains why using a car that uses gasoline instead of electric is a plus.
Gasoline is always preferred because it does not require any outside source other than the fuel to make the vehicle move forward.
We spoke to a towing company who tells us when they see the most accidents on the road.
Good afternoon. Thank you for calling Coastal Towing. For the most part, people do stay in during the major event. It's when things slow down, the roads start to get cleared out. They do start venturing out because they're bored or just want to go for a ride and see things. That's when our incidents start piling up.
If you plan to drive this weekend, be sure to take your time and to check your car before you hit the gas. According to Crawl, they're already preparing for a busy weekend, and they expect an increase in calls during the storm. I'm Kevin Zappé, live in Ocean City, Coast TV News.
Shoppers on the coast are heading into stores like Ace Hardware, and they're looking for gear ahead of the snow this weekend. Coast TV News reporter Emma Aiken is there in Milton. Emma, Ace tells you it's been very busy.
Charlie, we're going to walk you down the aisle where most of the snow stuff is here in Ace. Follow us down here. You can see there's still some ice scrapers if you need this for your car, still some hats and gloves, and plenty of de-icer here. But as we go down, you'll see there is still some shovels, some different types. But if you follow us down here, this shelf you'll notice is empty, and this was all ice melt. That's out, and we saw many customers coming in today just really needing that ice melt, being disappointed to see it's not here. And it was a similar scene over at the Ace in Lewis. They're out of ice melt, shovels, and sleds. And employees here tell us they are expecting to get a shipment tomorrow morning to replenish most of this stuff. Both of the stores were completely out of snow blowers, and Ace says they don't expect to get more of those in the coming days. Throughout the day, we heard lots of customers coming into Ace and asking for all of these items. Employees were consistently answering questions and on the phone about the stock as well. We spoke with one shopper making do with what she could.
We don't know if we're going to have the heavy snow or if we're going to have the powdery snow. If we have the powdery snow, I need a leaf blower anyway, so I thought about maybe getting a leaf blower to blow off the powder from the cars. Might be helpful.
Employees here at Ace tell us they will be open every day, and they do plan to stay open throughout this snow unless authorities tell them otherwise and they really have to close due to safety. But they do plan to stay open. Reporting live here in Milton, Emma Aiken, Coast TV News.
Thank you, Emma. And this brings us into our Coast TV poll. We want to know what part of the winter weather worries you the most.
Yeah, I'm curious to see this one. Let's see. Power outages, 67%. Bad roads, 18%, digging out, 11%, and cold temperatures, 4%. I'm going to say all of it.
Yeah, all of it is a little concerning as this weather is coming in. If you want to go vote, you can do that at coasttv.com or use the mobile app. And be sure to download the Coast TV app for your phone, tablet, or whatever you might need ahead of this weekend storm. In case you didn't know, you can also get Coast TV streaming app for your TV with devices like Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV. We will stream weather updates throughout the weekend, including a special winter storm coverage newscast from our sister station, WBOC. That's on Sunday morning starting at 8. Now let's take a live look into Laurel, and it all looks fine right now. But as we check in with our First Alert Chief Meteorologist, Paul Williams, that's subject to change.
We are now under a winter storm watch, meaning we're going to get snow, possibly some ice, and some freezing rain. This is the latest projection on the numbers. Now, you'll notice we're still at 3 to 6 over towards Ocean Pines, Highway 50. And then when you get into, let's say, Georgetown, Seaford, we're expecting between 5 to 10. And if you happen to be up towards the Newcastle area, we're looking at, to be honest, 10 inches of snow or more, possibly a foot, and that goes into the folks who have relatives up there in Jersey. This is the winter storm watch. It kicks in for the weekend, stays in effect until 1 o'clock. It's involving the entire Delmarva Peninsula. In addition to that, we actually have an active gale wind warning, and I only bring that up because we're talking about 45-mile-per-hour winds over towards Madison and over towards Castle Haven and Cambridge. For the folks that view us there, it's going to be very blustery there, along with some gusty winds on the other side. What are we talking about in the early hours for right now? This particular model is indicating just how early. This is the earliest time that I'm expecting the snow to jump on top of us. As early as Saturday morning, I don't think this is where it's going to happen, but it's a slight possibility. I lean more towards where the purple shows up, more like Saturday evening. And then this is really when I'm really more confident, because we get into Sunday morning at about 5 o'clock in the morning. And I've been talking about Seaford, and I'm still concerned about the folks that are near Seaford during this entire event. Ocean City right now, we're at 54 degrees, and we're expecting to stay in the 40s to the upper 30s for tonight as we brace for that cold and that storm to come knocking on our door. I'm going to go over in great detail, town by town, on when to expect the snow, and the amounts now are starting to roll in. As we get a little closer, I'll share that with you as well.
Paul, thank you. Salisbury University is going to begin its spring semester virtually thanks to all this weather. On Monday, January 26th, the university says in-person classes will move to virtual, and that's going to go through Friday, January 30th. In-person classes will resume Monday, February 2nd, and move in for new students and January orientation. That's going to be virtual on Saturday. President Trump returning from abroad with a new Board of Peace, a framework of a deal on Greenland and damaged relations with allies.
NBC's Monica Alba shows us while on Capitol Hill, the 2020 elections, those are back on center stage. That's as former special counsel Jack Smith faces a grilling from lawmakers over his investigations into President Trump.
Our country's never done better.
President Trump leaving Davos with a new Board of Peace, a framework of a future deal on Greenland, but also leaving behind some fractured relations with allies. World leaders joined the president as he signed the charter to his Board of Peace.
This board has the chance to be one of the most consequential bodies ever created.
The board was created to oversee the next phase of a ceasefire in Gaza, but Mr. Trump outlined broader plans and pledged to work with the United Nations. But it was the president's push to own Greenland that dominated the World Economic Forum. The president claims the Danish territory is vital to national security, and his aggressive talk put European leaders on edge. But after a talk with the NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte, the president claiming the two men now have a framework of a future deal on the Arctic.
We're going to have total access to Greenland. We're going to have all military access that we want.
Rutte saying there was no talk of who will own the island.
That issue did not come up anymore in my conversations tonight with the president.
While the president's focus was on foreign issues, on Capitol Hill, lawmakers grilling former special counsel Jack Smith and his now closed investigations into Trump, his efforts to overturn the 2020 election, and alleged mishandling of classified documents. The president has always said he did nothing wrong and was the victim of a political investigation. Republicans backing that claim today.
It was always about politics. And to get President Trump, they were willing to do just about anything.
But Smith standing firm that party had nothing to do with his investigation.
Our investigation developed proof beyond a reasonable doubt that President Trump engaged in criminal activity.
Tensions running high throughout the hearing.
Mr. Chairman, I read this matter the same leniency. And with that, I yield back in disgust of this witness.
President Trump today called Smith's investigation a Democratic scam, and in a True Social post, he said he hopes Attorney General Pam Bondi looks into Smith. When asked if he thinks the Justice Department might indict him, Smith said he does believe that's the case because, quote, they've been ordered to by the president. Monica Alba, NBC News, Washington.
The blood supply across Delmarva worrisome ahead of this storm. Why donating now is key.
The winter storm warning, or rather watch, that's in effect is just part of the story. The icy cold behind it is the sequel you need to hear about.
But first, inspiring young minds through bilingual music and storytelling, how one educator is changing the way kids learn. That's up next.
A local teacher is taking her passion for education far beyond the classroom, using music to help people learn a second language and connect with new cultures. As Coast TV News reporter Nicole Richter shows us, this is the teacher behind the music.
Inside her classroom at Lewis Elementary, Senora Veronica Di Bartolo is teaching more than just vocabulary. She's teaching connection through language. Her passion for bilingual learning is helping children see the world from new perspectives.
They inspire imagination.
Di Bartolo is also lending her voice to a project called Mayrim Enchanted Songs, a bilingual children's music project designed to bring stories to life through language and culture. She says teaching Spanish through music gives children a deeper understanding of the language.
We don't feel this kind of quality music is online for little kids. There are always simple songs. No, we need to expose our kids to higher level words. So Mayrim was a way to channel both three things actually: language, learning, and music, the arts.
As a featured vocalist, Di Bartolo says the project also gives her a platform to share her life as a Hispanic woman, and her mission goes beyond the classroom.
For me to be able to share my culture, my language, and my knowledge, and now my passion for the arts as well, brings me joy, and I know I am helping them and I'm exposing them to more quality things and diversified instruction as well.
For her school community, it's a reminder that educators don't stop inspiring when the bell rings.
Through music and storytelling, Miss Veronica says that this program helps children everywhere to learn, listen, and connect one song at a time. For Coast to Connections, I'm Nicole Richter, Coast TV News.
With a winter storm looming this weekend, I want to encourage you to go to this QR code right here on your screen. Even if you've already downloaded before, do it again because there may be an update that you need so we can keep you updated hour by hour throughout the entire weekend as this storm hits and the cold that will be even more dangerous follows behind it. This is the latest projected numbers, 3 to 6 along Highway 113 and 50 around Ocean Pines up to Ocean View. We're looking at 5 to 8 inches throughout portions of Georgetown, Seaford, and particularly along Highway 13. I'm very concerned about it, particularly as you go farther north, because take a look at what our early numbers are showing. We're looking at least 10 inches or more if we're up in the Newcastle area. Currently, we're mild. This is a false sense of security. Don't get lulled into relaxing because here comes the cold. An Arctic front is going to pull through. Now, here's what we know. Saturday, bone-chilling sub-zero wind chills for Saturday. Sunday, late Saturday night, the snow begins. It continues for Sunday at about 1 to 2 inches per hour. That's the rate. And then Monday is when the haymaker hits. Believe it or not, it's the cold afterwards that's really going to be extremely problematic. I'm going wide, and then we're zooming in. The wide view throughout the central part of the country, this is the same storm that's causing misery for millions of folks. We are now getting a piece of that pie. We have an active winter storm watch. It's in effect this weekend, will last until Monday, 1 o'clock. Currently, right now, we're just waiting for it to arrive at 53 degrees in Lewis, and we're going to drop to 39 late tonight. For Friday, we start off at about 32 degrees. Friday's going to be dry, but kind of clammy and a little bit below the norm for this time of the year. Friday's another prep day. Saturday morning, that's when the problems begin. Single digits with the winds pouring out of the north. That's the first step. Saturday afternoon, more moisture building. That's the white you see. This is just cloud cover for right now. And then we see the purple. This is where the snow begins to ensue for the coast as well as all inland areas. So think about this. We have a 100% surety that we are going to indeed get this precipitation in the form of snow, ice, and possibly freezing rain. Now, here's a look at the projections for the snow levels. This is early, so I can only project as far as 5 o'clock in the morning Sunday. But by 5 o'clock in the morning, we're looking at 2 inches in Long Neck, Ocean City, and in Seaford. That's just until 5 o'clock. It's going to last until the afternoon. Let you know this is a serious storm. So we're breaking down the timing here. Seaford along Highway 13, 2 o'clock in the morning. Then by 4 o'clock, and this darker purple is where I'm most concerned with, particularly over Seaford. I've been talking about Seaford ad nauseum as this thing gets a little closer to us. That's still my concern. Even as we go into the coast, by 5 o'clock in the morning for Sunday, we're looking at all the beaches underneath the thumb of the storm, even though we'll have a breeze coming off the water, which will keep it a little bit warmer. This is another thing. This is a quirky little map here, but watch this. This is the ice that follows after the snow. This is another layer of concern. We're looking at possibly Ellendale, Seaford, Delmar, at least 1/10 of an inch there with this low pressure system sitting on the other side. And then the other part of this is the cold that follows Tuesday going into Wednesday. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Be sure you follow us on all our social media. We'll keep you updated.
Thank you, Paul. The Blood Bank of Delmarva says the storm could impact blood supply. The organization says weather conditions will likely cause canceled blood drives and closed donation sites, especially over the weekend. So the Blood Bank encourages people to donate now if they can.
Coming up tonight on Delmarva Sports Network, your game of the night at 6 p.m. Cape Henlopen hosting Polytech in girls basketball. Then catch the final score at 10:30. Also on DSN Plus, that game, as well as 5:30 p.m. Lake Forest taking on Laurel in boys basketball. At 6:30 Cape Henlopen facing off against Polytech in boys basketball.
Growth on the coast is a big issue. We have growing pains because a lot of people want to live here. But let's all be honest, we know there's a problem with roads, infrastructure, development, a loss of open space, and there's been a lot of conflict and concern.
CoastTV News has investigated all the deep-seated issues that brought us to where we are today. On February 4th at 7 p.m., join us for a 1-hour special to help you understand the price of paradise, growth on the coast. Coming up, more flights, more momentum, why Salisbury Airport is gearing up for a busy summer. Stay tuned on CoastTV News at 5.
Starting in April, Breeze Airways will offer 3 flights per week from Salisbury to Orlando. That news is coupled with the ongoing runway expansion project and talks about expanding the airport's parking lot.
Investment in a jewel like the Salisbury Airport is paying off. There's a reason why Breeze Airways wanted to locate here. There's a reason why American Airlines and Piedmont are going to start flying larger planes and possibly add routes.
Right now, Breeze offers just 2 days to fly to Orlando, Mondays and Fridays. And here's a live look into Dover one last time, and one more check on your forecast after this.
Coming up new on CoastTV News at 6, speeding concerns on Columbia Avenue and Rehoboth Beach, what the city is examining, that story and more coming up tonight on CoastTV News at 6.
Want to remind you to be sure you scan for the QR code so we can get you the latest of our app. But this is the latest projected numbers from the storm we're expecting this weekend, 3 to 6 down towards Ocean Pines. Central and western portions of the viewing area, looking up to about 8 inches of snow at the very least. And then if you're going up north of Dover, we could see over 10 inches of snow there. Keep all that in mind. Small craft advisory is in effect. It's very breezy right now, but we have an active storm watch in effect going till Monday as we watch out for a mixture of precipitation moving in our neck of the woods. We're at 45 degrees right now in Milford. 38 is where we'll end up by 9 o'clock. And we're looking at that mix to push through pretty quickly. Our umbrella winner is Dan Fowler. Congratulations, courtesy of Paul Davis. Keep up with your forecast. We're going to update you on our weather line as well, sponsored by the law offices of Bruckstedt, Mandalis, and Federico. And finally, here's a look at your exclusive 10-day forecast. A red alert day for Sunday because of the snow, and Monday's a yellow alert day because of the cold.
Got it, Paul. Thank you, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 5.
For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
Inside Edition is up next.
And we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great evening.